Merhaba arkadaşlar. Yeni bölüme hoş geldiniz. Kaldığımız yerden devam ediyoruz. En son işte küçük küçük yan görev yaptık. Bir röportaj verdik. Galiba radyolarda ismimiz artık çalınacak. Söylenecek. Güzel, başımızdan geçen güzel hikayeler anlattık. Sene. Şimdi hatırlarsınız bir görev vardı bize. Bizi sorguya çekmişlerdi. Çok eskiden. Onun da videosunu buraya koyarım karta yukarı. Bu görevde abi hani bize demişler sen kaçakçısın. Hırsın, Spirit'in yani Kızılfiyon'un arasında kolay sığabilirsin. Bizim için çalış. Yani double ajanlık yapma muhabbeti oldu. Artık ona yavaştan girelim. Hani istersek UC için kanalı toplayabiliriz büyük ihtimalle ve yani kanalı toplayacağız UC için bu Kızılfiyon hakkında. Bu göreve girelim diyorum Crimson Field görevine. Ondan sonra da zaman hani çok biterse şu UC görevini yaparız. Haydi devam. Bu arada sizi yeni gemimle tanışmak istiyorum. Zaten kalkıcı net görürsünüz. Karşınızda Millennium Falcon. Bu da Unique Ship moduya geliyor. Haberiniz olsun. Pardon, Iconic Ship moduya geliyor bu gemide. Haberiniz olsun. Biraz Millennium Falcon'u uçalım.
Hell of a view from here.
Siyahlığını kontrol edelim o zaman. Tamam, güzel. Evet, Crimson Fleet'e gizli ajanlık yapmaya gidelim bakalım. Sola gidiyoruz. Bizi sola gönderiyor. Neye? Fiyat otelisi diyor. Kaydonla.
Can never quite place the smell of Sidonia. Ozone and metal and something vaguely old and
İyi,
ill-kept.
yakından gösterin birazdan. Aa dedim biz. Bir gizli ajanlık muhabbetine gelelim bakalım artık.
Crime's at an all-time low around Sidonia.
Do you imagine anyone actually enjoys living here?
O da.
I simply cannot.
Karakter bir an baktı kaldı beyler.
Community center on P1 is a good place to connect with others or fulfill any spiritual needs.
Evet. Bakın bizim haber bak altta gözüküyor. Bizim sözümüz haber. Geçen bölümde verdiği patron haberi. Hırsız yine biziz.
If you're here to buy or sell, you might want to talk to Octai. I'm busy.
Oktay,
Octai Inbayar. He's the head of our Sidonia branch.
Türk arkadaş.
If you want to do some trading,
Bu arada.
he's the
Selam
one you
olsun
need to be
buradan.
talking to. I'm busy. And by sensitive, I'm guessing you mean something you don't want UC security sticking their noses into. I can probably help you with that. What have you got for me? Aurora, huh? Nice. A little too hot to handle, though. What else you got?
If the trade authority is not interested, that says a great deal.
No, they're right. What they didn't tell you is that I have a self-preservation streak a kilometer wide. Of course, if there's a finder's fee you're offering, I might, well, bend the rules a little bit. You must be new at this. In our business, nothing gets done until money is Well then, we have no...
Şu Mahat'e bir de buraya girdik
You bring me
Mahat'e.
that finder's fee? Or are you here to waste my time again?
Tamam buraya girelim.
You know, it's funny. Suddenly, I do remember someone who might be able to unload that stuff for you.
Just demand the extra credits up front next time. These games are juvenile and tiresome.
There's a buddy of mine who runs with the Crimson Fleet. Goes by the name Adler Kemp. If he isn't passed out, you can find him killing the rest of his brain cells at the Broken Spear. Oh, and it's been a pleasure doing business with you.
Bakalım gidelim bakalım.
My buddy Mitch keeps asking me if I can help him out with something, but I just don't have the time.
Hayda. Tatlıya göre bir yerde beyler. Hastayım şu oyunun şu şeyine ya.
Hey, careful around the equipment. Don't want to lose an arm or something.
Adamımız bu he.
Unless you're here to serve me another drink, you can turn around and walk away. Oh, yeah? Well, I don't know who the hell you are. So what makes you think I'm going to help you out? Hey, why don't you say that a little louder? I don't think every single UC guard in Sidonia heard you. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think we can help you with this. If you've got a whole shipment of this stuff, you're going to need to move it fast. But you're going to have to do something for us first. You're a clever one, aren't you? Let's just say I have a certain influential affiliation. And leave it at that. Basically, you want that Aurora moved, I'm your guy. Pipe down! What the hell's the matter with you? You want to get us both thrown into lockup? Look, I don't know what that big-mouth Saoirse told you, but I keep who I run with a secret in public. And I suggest you do the same. Now, do you want my help moving your product, or not? Right down to business, and no small talk. I like it.
I see no good reason why we should have any extra dealings with the likes of you.
Lady, if you want me to move that shipment for your pal here, you're going to do whatever the hell I want. You got that? Now listen up, because I'm not going to repeat myself. I need you to deal with a miner who's racked up a bunch of debt. He probably spent it all on booze, not that I blame him. Either way, I want that money back. What do I need to do here? Write you an instruction manual? You can do this loud, you can do this quiet. I don't care. I just want my goddamn money, and I want this guy to remember who he screwed over. Perfect. His name's Carl Fielding. I think you'll find him wandering around the Deimos miners' quarters. Don't worry, you can't miss him. Just look for the most miserable-looking guy in the entire place.
Bakalım. Yani şu siyahlardan. Burada tam.
I have a pen pal in New Atlantis. We've never met in person, but she's still one of my best friends. 20 years ago, I moved to Sidonia on a whim. Still doing things by hand, huh? I keep telling her. But some people think being Oh no. Me too. But so what? I need to go see her. If she's really on death, thank you for bringing me.
Ayaküstü bir gövde yaptık beyler. Hadi bakalım.
Oh, how are you?
Sen kimsin lan?
Hope nothing bad happens
I'm
today.
confused. If there's no
Well,
car,
I
what do you
I guess I
when
am.
you die?
The thing is, I get injured on the job a lot. Nothing too serious. And will I have to go see Dr. Flynn a lot for treatment? I've been thinking about writing her a letter of apology, but I have no idea where to even start. I don't want to come. No. Oh, I mean, was that too frank? I don't know. I mean, the job paid. I'm definitely looking.
Also a good point.
Man.
What say you to
See
that,
you.
Joy?
Not every light is starlight.
Why, hello there. What can I help you with? Stay safe out there.
I need to go see my friend.
Something I can help you with? Adler Kemp. Who the heck is that? Okay, all right. No need to get violent. Let me think. Wait, you said Adler Kemp. Yeah, sure. I remember him. Totally forgot I borrowed a few credits from the guy. My mistake. I told him I'd pay up next week when Deimos cuts our next profit share check. I'll even bring it to him personally. Sound good? Yeah? What the heck do you want me to do, then? Huh? Look, I haven't got a single credit to spare right now. Okay? You can't squeeze blood from a stone. You know? Right?
Clearly this man has never seen how hard I can squeeze.
I'm a miner for Deimos. It's not what I was hoping for out of life. But here I am. Yeah, it's a lousy company. It pays me a salary. But I depend on the profit-sharing bonuses to keep food on the table for my family. What games? Why are you doing this to
Gel
me?
bunu tehdit edeceğiz bakalım.
I don't have... How dare you? Sure, I guess I could... well, I might... I'm still willing to talk. Please, tell Adler I'm sorry for trying to wiggle out of the debt. I didn't have much of a choice.
Tamam sağ ol, teşekkür ederim.
Faith in God is what brought us to the stars.
are such a gift. Though your enemies might disagree.
Have something for me? Well, would you look at that? I knew that bum was holding out on me. He going to be a problem anymore? Or did he get the message? Nice. Nice. You're kind of a natural at this. Leaning on deadbeats comes easy to you. I like that. You know, if you like this kind of work, I can get you more. A lot more. You think you can handle running with my, associates? If you haven't figured that out by now, then maybe you aren't... That's what I'm talking about. I like your style. All right. I'll call ahead and get a hold of Neva Mora. She's second to the big boss himself. Head out to Europa. You'll find her there. I suggest you listen to whatever she has to say. Oh, and I've taken care of that Aurora shipment for you too. Don't spend all that cash in one place.
Gel. Şimdi kapat şunları. Üstten alıyor. Al gözükmüyor. Peki daha eviniz G'ye çıkmadı. Gel bakalım.
People always ask me what I think about mining. It rocks.
İyi başladı görev ya. Belki bir de bu. Dünyanın falcon. Bir tık büyük. Bunun bir küçüğü de var ama kargosu az. Bunun bir tık küçüğü de var ama kargosu az. Kargosu yüksek olduğu için bunu tercih ettim. Şöyle bir göstereyim yukarıdan. İnce. Şuradan da göstereyim ya. Buradan ne uğraşıyoruz ki? Her sırayı sen. Ha şuradasın. Şimdi bu abiler. Yani Falcon. Bunun bir tık daha incesi var. Yani daha bir tık katlı olanı var ama kargo alanı az. O yüzden bunu aldım. Şimdi bunu oynayalım. Ben mürettebat sayımız da fazla. Var var ya. Yeter şimdilik. Güzel gemi yani. Biraz bunun gemi. Hadi dedim. Neyse içi de gösteririm. İçi bayağı biraz karışık. Göstereyim ya size içini. Bu bölümde gösteririm ihtimalle.
Struts retracting. Let's get out of here.
Orbital insertion complete. You may now move freely about the cabin.
Yani nereye gidiyoruz? Aslında böyle. Gelin bakalım.
Wow. Look who finally had the guts to show up. Looks like Adler finally did something right for once. So, big shot. I hear Adler thinks you're good enough to join our crew. To Adler? Sure. But for all I know, you're just his latest impulse buy. Still, I'm feeling generous. So I'm gonna give you a chance to prove you're not a total waste of cabin air. get deep. It's sink or swim. So, before I put you to work, let's get everything out in the open. I don't know if Adler mentioned it, and for his sake, I hope he hasn't. But you aren't about to sign up with any average pirate crew. You're signing up with the Crimson Fleet. That's if you get through this little task I have planned for you. There's a medical supply ship called the Ragana, jumping into Enceladus's orbit. On board that ship, you'll find a traitor named Austin Rake. I want him dead. This job isn't about the loot, but I suppose every dog needs its scraps. Keep whatever worthless junk is on that ship. Just remember, the only thing that matters is that Rake dies. There's a lesson in this. I need you to learn what'll happen if you decide to turn your back on the fleet. Consider it your glimpse into a possible, unfortunate future. So you'd better pay close attention.
Kim bu adam ki? Seni ne yaptı acaba?
Kill Rake? That's your only option? If you want my advice, there's only one way to guarantee he dies. Turn the Ragana into space junk. Only way to be sure.
Oh.
It's done when Rake stops. Head back here when you're finished.
This Neva Mora, her words are measured and carry weight. She is not to be trifled with.
I've been tracking Rick for months. He's making it tough, not gonna lie. He changes his location and identity so often, it's costing me a small fortune just to keep tabs. But you know what? It's worth every damn cred. He's made me look like a fool in front of Delgado, and I'm gonna have his head on a pike. Rake used to run with the fleet. Hell, I'm the one who vouched for him in the first place. Back then he had a different name and a different identity. He was a damn good earner, too. Brought in a ton of creds. Everything was fine until he wanted out. So he ran. And nobody,
Kaçtı.
I mean, nobody runs away from the fleet.
Tamamdır. Görevimizi aldık. Neymiş? Neremiş bu rek? Burada mı? Değil. Daha buradaymış. Gidin bakalım.
I was afraid of that. Look, we are not built for combat. What is it you want exactly?
Bak burada ikisi sunuyor. Ya UC için hani adamı öldürmeden bu işi çözelim. Resmen kızı fiyoya giriyor yani. Double ajanlık. UC için neden çok çalıştık be. Biraz kızı fiyo yapsak acaba? Bakalım. Biraz kızı fiyo gidelim ya. UC için neden çok çalıştık. Biraz kızı fiyo için çalışalım acık. Biraz canları sıkacak bir şey içeride öyle bir şey yok.
95% and done.
Şimdi yoldaşların canı sıkacak biraz. Bir sıkılmasın diye Andrea'ya bıraksam mı ya? Başka bir yoldaş mı alsam ben ama? İşte bakalım ya.
I am not sure what to make of you being here. If you wanted to kill us, you could have done that from your ship. If you wanted our cargo, we could have jettisoned it. I guess I should just stop talking and let you say your piece. That is true. Which means you don't want somebody to know what you are really up to. Now, do you mind telling us what this is all about? I will not murder a man in cold blood. You will have to kill us all first.
Ya Kusufri'ne... Hmm. Çok kararsız kaldım ya. Kızı piyodan mı gitsem? Öldüre öldüre yok ede yok ede. Yoksa şey mi yapsak ya?
You really do not know which one of us is Rake, do you? And you do not seem to care either, which makes me think you really want to save him. Okay, I have idea. We can strike his name from Manifest, make it so he was never on board. Then, when we dock, we will leave him on this ship and deliver him to another port. That is fair. We do not want any part of the fleet. Is that all right with you, Austin?
Do I have a choice?
It does not appear you do. Well then, it is agreed. You go back to your ship and we will make sure Rake was never on ours. And in case any of your handlers get suspicious, here. We had an extra crate of supplies loaded, in case one got damaged. This should be proof you were not here to bargain.
If you are free soon, could we talk? It's been a relief to be honest with you about my past. I appreciate your willingness to listen. But talking about this, remembering all those years, has brought back some unsettling memories. Thank you. That means a great deal to me. I have told you that I spent many years coordinating with smugglers along the edges of the settled systems. There were men and women I worked alongside closely. And over time, I established relationships. They were not of the promised, but I considered them friends. It describes the people of House Varun, we who have been promised to serve the Great Serpent now and forever. In exchange, he promises to care for us when he returns to his domain. Yes, I have found that to be true. It was, and is, still a surprise. You must understand, I was raised to believe that those who do not follow the Great Serpent do not matter. For they are lost, their fate is fixed and grim. And yet here were these men and women with hopes and dreams, delights and aversions. It felt like a small betrayal of my people, of House Varun, but I cared for my friends. And then I lost them. It's not something I have much experience with. It was so sudden. We had met on a remote planet to transfer cargo. and zealots appeared in force, seemingly out of nowhere. There was barely time to react. So many were cut down immediately. I believe my years of training saved me, got me moving when others faltered. I retreated to my ship immediately. But I left them all behind. Aaron Bascom and Jada Wong. They were my friends, and I abandoned them. And in the years since...
Bir de onları arama gideceğiz yani. Senin gövünde bu olacak yani.
No. I told myself it's because I never had the time, but in truth, I was scared of what I'd find. 10 years. I was immediately reassigned to another role, light years away. I have no doubt they were resourceful. Still, how badly were their lives damaged by that moment? In my time getting to know you, I have thought more and more of all this. How little sense it all made, how I never really knew what happened or what became of my friends. My connection to you has reminded me what it means to trust someone, to be there for them. And I can no longer live with not knowing. I need to finally pursue this. I would like you with me when I do. I do not know what we will find, but I know it will be easier with you at my side.
Tamam kardeşim ya, ederiz ya.
Thank you. That is... I'm sorry. I am not used to someone being so considerate on my behalf. I am not sure where they might be now, but I believe we should begin the search in Aquila City.
Eren mi? Yine bir
That
Türkiye.
is where I last saw Aaron Bascom.
Tamam tamam bunu ederiz. Şimdi işimize bakalım. Film Speed'e devam edelim. Gerçekten şurası tarayayım mı ya?
Damn Mercs just don't know how to take a hit. Hey, what the hell was the target practice?
That just took out their shields.
Bu nereden çıktı bu abi?
Thanks for the help with the Ecliptic. I had it under control, but it definitely went faster after you jumped into the fight. Now tell me about the Ragana. Give me some good news, then we can go celebrate. You know what? I have no idea, and it's frustrating the hell out of me. I suppose I could have pissed off someone I screwed over in the past, but there's been so many, I've lost count. Mercenaries. Guns for hire that shoot their own parents if they... I'll tell you, we do a hell of a lot of dirty work in the... Huh. No kidding. That'll make Delgado happy, seeing as our hands are clean. I would have preferred if you hadn't left witnesses behind, but at least you got the job done. Anyway, you wanted into the Crimson Fleet? Well, you're in. Yep, it's that simple. Hope this business with Rakes taught you something. Because I'm about to stick my neck out and vouch for you. If you screw up, and I wind up looking like an asshole, I'm gonna send someone after you. We clear? was rake. So you've already dug yourself a hole about 6 feet deep. And now that you know the deal, it's time to see what you signed up for. I'm gonna upload the coordinates for our headquarters in the Crick system. Spacers call it the key, the fleet calls it home. Head out there as soon as you can. Don't keep me waiting long.
Joining the Crimson Fleet is hardly a cause for celebration. But you have your reasons. So for now, I will allow it.
Ya şunları iş yapalım ya. Çıkartalım bunları. Bunlar çünkü bize çok engel olacaklar. Yok beğenmeyecekler yaptıkları şeyi. Yok kılı yünü. Ben hem sevgimi tur yaptırayım bu arkadaşlar. Böyle bir şey ekledim kanka buraya. Hatta gel seni alalım lan.
Good, Captain.
Aa seni alamıyorum.
Go ahead.
Ben seni niye yanıma alamıyorum
Need a hand
abi?
with something. Farewell.
Böyle şunu iş yapalım.
A pleasure. Not a chance. We have far too many things left to do.
Gönderemiyoruz onu bak.
Hey, look who it is. You're welcome to have this. Is that everything?
Abi yok. Hiçbir türlü gönderemedim. Buraya işte bazı kaynaklar falan koydum. Buraya 2 tane zırh koydum böyle. Oyun seviye Crimson Phase zırhını. Burası
Miss the sound of my voice, huh?
base gibi bir yer
I'm
kankiler.
here for you, my love.
İlk burada takılıyor.
Never mind. Sorry.
Burası böyle bir odası var. Buradan böyle geçiyorsun. Burası işte genelde araştırma istasyonu falan. Masalar, siyah, endüstriyel mezgah burada. Diğer alanlar zaten full kargo beyler ya. Burası up yapmışlar böyle işte takılmak yerler. Bundan sonra işte makine bölümü. Alt tarafta kargo işte.
Shall we agree that was an unfortunate accident?
O kim lan? Böylece kargo bölümleri beyler. Lan kargo bölümü. Bak şurada kamera falan var zaten. Gemi büyük. Büyük gemi. Güzel gemi. Ne gemi? Bu ışığı gibi beyler. Ben tavsiye ederim, güzel gemi. Yapacak bir şey yok. Buna gideceğiz. Hadi bakalım. Omuz açık olsun, gazamız bırak olsun. Aa, soğudaymış lan bunların yeri. Importu, buna import açacağız pardon. Buna import açacağız. Bakalım import edelim bir. Bir argümü kontrol edelim. Bu neymiş? Bunda var mı hala şey? Yok bunda. Ya bunu yapınca tam bu da olacak.
And we're locked in.
Commander
Captain Kai, it is
Follow me.
pleasant to see you.
Dur sen, seni alabiliyoruz mu?
I had a friend.
Captain Kai,
Yok
hello.
alamıyoruz.
I hope I'll be able to see him next time we're on shore leave.
Pardon.
We got the message from the Regana about Austin Rick. We had him dropped off at a separate port, off the books. Suffice to say, he's got a lot to answer for. That's something we're looking into, but it doesn't seem like he knows much. He might be better served as bait. For now, we'll keep him in the brig. Perhaps you could pay him a visit there sometime? I'm sure he'd be pleased to see you. I do. I know it's a delicate tightrope, and it doesn't go unnoticed that you're risking your own life to walk it.
Huh. We will see how much good your notice does in the end.
Oh, one more thing before we move on. For transparency's sake, you should know we were the ones that hired Ecliptic to attack Neva's ship. There was concern after what happened with the Regana that you might have trouble earning Neva's trust. Coming to her rescue ensured that would not be a problem. They are mercenaries for hire. If they are paid enough money, Ecliptic would attack the Vigilance. It wasn't terribly difficult to convince them to attack an isolated Crimson Fleet ship. Just expensive. Let them remember, they have no idea who actually hired them. I'd suggest you spend less time worrying about us and more time being concerned with the task at hand. On that note, how did things go with Neva? Were you able to join the fleet?
Good.
Then it worked. You're in. Sounds like everything is going as expected. Now it's time for the next phase of the mission.
Our intel on Saoirse was correct. After we received reports on your interaction with Adler Kemp, we picked up on your rendezvous with Neva Mora.
Our files indicate she's second in command, so getting on her good side will ensure you get into the Crimson Fleet. The woman has a record that could stretch across Sol and back. She started young as one of Neon's street rats, and worked her way up to second in command. She's a force to be reckoned with, so don't underestimate her. Yes, you passed your first test and you're still alive. But before we get too confident, that either means she suspects nothing, or she intends to make an example of you later. Just remember, these are ruthless criminals, so don't let your guard down.
And their ruthlessness is only surpassed by their cunning. You should proceed with caution, regardless of how well you think you've ingratiated yourself.
So what's next for you on Neva's agenda? The Vigilance is equipped with one of the most advanced intelligence suites in the UC fleet. Nothing slips through. You can rest assured, if the Crimson Fleet had any access to our whereabouts or have infiltrated our security, we'd know. As long as you're here, your identity is safe.
Yapsak mı ya? Zıpıyor tarafından mı istek yoksa bu taraftan mı istek ya? Hiç çok kararsız kaldım var ya. Ya bir seçmeye çalıştık ya. Ne bileyim.
As you were.
Şöyle bir kayıt alayım ben beyler. İki yolu denerim en kötü.
Our files indicate she's second in command, so getting up. Yes, but before we get too just remember.
And their ruthlessness is... You should proceed...
So what's...
Şimdi şeye gidelim. Üstü tarafına gidelim. Yani bir dahaki oynayışımda bir köşe yapacağım ya. Bu Andrea varken sıkıntı. Bizden nefret edecek adamın okey. Oy oy.
Where you'll meet Delgado, no doubt.
Delgado is the leader of the Crimson Fleet.
Delgado,
I have a
Matez
profile
Delgado
here
mu?
with some information on his background. You'll want to know the individual cadences of every member of the fleet, but Delgado's most of all.
What is there to know? He is pirate scum, like all of them.
Exactly. The Crimson Fleet is not a monolith. Any information you have on its members can only help. In any case, now that you're with the fleet, you'll be operating independently. We will shadow you eventually, but we'll need to maintain our distance for now, especially while you're on the Key. This will also give us time to bolster our defenses, should we need to engage with the fleet in the future.
Sir, on that note, shall we begin implementing the upgrade to our shields?
Immediately, Lieutenant. Notify the engineers and relay the information to the crew. I hope your entry into the fleet has overcome any doubts you may have had regarding your mission. It certainly increased my estimates on success. Keep up the good work. We'll expect further reports. Dismissed.
Bakalım gidelim bakalım.
First mission in the books and no casualties.
Clamps released.
Hadi bakalım görevimiz. X'te. Görün bakalım.
Navigational feedback checks out. We're in the right place.
Daha önce ben böyle gelmiştim. Bize ama içeri almamışlardı.
What are you hailing for? Land in the Key or don't.
Ters yaptılar binekler.
Ship is now docked. Perfect. Didn't even smudge the paint.
Get out of my face. You said the take was 10K, but it was 30. Big difference on 40% of 10 versus 30.
You wanted 4K, you got 4K. Not my problem.
If you're stealing from me, you bet your ass it's your problem.
Eyvah.
Look at this.
You kidding me? Way to make a mess in front of my new rook.
Hey, steal from me and get caught? Better off dead.
Sounds like you did the fleet a favor. Now toss this body out of an airlock before it turns into a damn air freshener.
Hocam. Galiba sıkıntılar.
Captain Kai, greetings.
The hell took you so long? Forget how to grab jump or something? Please. It'd be one less sloppy rook whose mess I had to clean up. The last thing I need is another Austin rate getting cold feet. You want to leave the fleet? You pay the price. Not in credits, but in blood. I don't care. Time is money and you've wasted both. That ends today. Clear? But, all that aside, you made it. So now, you get to hear a nifty history lesson. Pencils ready? Good. This floating scrap heap you're standing on is called the Key. Used to be an old UC military star station, and now it's the fleet's base of operations. Might look a little beat up on the outside, but we keep it together. Sure did. Right out from under their noses. Way before you or I were born, though. We've held this station for a very long time. Don't worry. Delgado will tell you all about it. You think? And that's only part of it. I'll let Delgado fill you in on the whole story. He tells it better anyway. But I can give you the short version while we walk the station.
It must be very embarrassing for the UC to be in this situation.
Anyway, I'll tell you all about the key. But it's better if I show you too. Follow me.
Welcome.
All right. History time. So, the key is in orbit around Suvorov. That's the very same ice ball where the United Colonies built a supermax prison they call the Lock. The UC is so clever. Supermax prison, lock, key. Cute, huh? Now,
Sucks.
we've got everything the fleet
Sucks
needs
tabii
right
böyle.
here. Of course, you've got to pay for it. Remember, on the key, credits are king. What the hell is this?
All right, hang on, Nev. Before you get pissed, I've got my hands full.
Jasmine, sweetie, I'm trying to give a tour here. So you want to tell me why those damn doors are sealed?
It's called a malfunction. You know, that thing I spend most of my day dealing with. Believe me, my people are on it. Have a little faith for once.
Aw. And you, always, Angel. This here's Jasmine. You need anything for your ship, she's got you covered. We'll hit up the depot next since these doors have given out on us. So anyway, we were talking about the Lock. About 100 years ago, the prisoners down there rioted and took over the place. After stealing some ships, they were actually able to make it up here and took over the key.
About time you brought us new blood, Neva. I was getting tired of trading with the same old faces.
You're just ticked everyone's getting wise to your ridiculous prices, Aludra. Anyway, welcome to the depot, Rook, where you'll be lucky if these blood-sucking leeches don't bleed you completely dry.
Whoa. It's not our fault that people don't appreciate how much it costs to get untraceable merchandise onto the key.
Neva's just whining because she thinks she lost a ton of cash selling us a shipment of gear. She should have done her homework.
Yeah, sure, laugh it up. I'll remember that next time I need something from you cheapskates. Let's move on. Back to my story. After the liberated prisoners grabbed the key, they established it as a base of operations and began pirating the spaceways. That was how the Crimson Fleet began. Of course, Jasper Cricks had a lot to do with all that, but we'll get to him later. Rook, meet Zuri, queen of the rare exports.
If I don't have it, you don't need it.
Neuroamps, blueprints. Hit her up and she'll take care of you.
Speaking of which, you still owe me for that last purchase, Neva. It's like 5 figures. Don't make me collect it the hard way.
Ettim burası he.
The hard way.
Bunlar çalışabilirim.
Protect me from Zuri's vengeance. Enough of the bullshit, Zuri. I'll pay you when I pay you. Deal with it. Got a problem with that? Take it up with the boss. On the right, you've got Radley from the Trade Authority. I'm sure you know the deal there. He'll buy pretty much anything, no matter how hot. Then we got our med bay on the left, run by the one and only Samina Mizra. She'll patch you up, if you've got the money. We don't run any free clinics up in here, you don't? Okay, this is our final stop. Over there, you've got the Last Nova, where Bog serves watered-down drinks at ridiculously exorbitant prices. And right here is the most important place on the entire station, the Reckoner's Core, run by the incomparable Shinya Voss.
Another new Rook, Neva?
I can't believe Delgado still lets you recruit given what happened with the last one.
You mean Austin Rape? It's been taken care of, all right? I don't like loose ends, and this rook is the one who tied it off.
Perhaps next time you'll try to be a bit more discerning regarding your choices. It's far more cost-effective.
Yeah, love you too, darling. Anyway, Shinya handles our lifeblood. The money.
Nasıl
We
bir
call
şey
him
yani?
our reckoner, but if you ask me, he's actually a pain in the ass.
And Neva will slit your throat if she thinks you'll bleed creds.
Go to hell, boss. Take care of our new friend here, or I'll find a way to pull the pin on that little party popper in your chest. Anyway, Shinya will get you set up in our system. I've got real work to do. Once you're done, head upstairs and I'll introduce you to the boss.
Time for a proper introduction. I am Shinya Voss, the official reckoner for the Crimson Fleet. And since Neva so thoughtfully mentioned it, yes, this is a bomb embedded in my chest. And no, I'll never know the meaning of the word humble.
Hayda.
In fact, I find Delgado's idea of a security measure to be quite empowering. I see the bomb as a symbol of my importance, and it's a constant reminder to everyone of the sacrifice I was willing to make. The freedom I've given up, the pain, it's not something that just anyone has the resolve to bear.
He is right. The pain he endures is proof of his loyalty and his resolve.
Glad you approve. Obviously, betrayal isn't taken lightly around here.
Ya ona iade mesela görse
Since
bomba bağlamışlar.
I oversee the bulk of transactions and maintain all accounts for the fleet, I'm a prime target for information.
Ya bir şey olsa yakalarız
Should our
patlatırız diye.
enemies capture me or I grew any semblance of a moral conscience, you might consider me the greatest threat we have. For Delgado, the bomb grants peace of mind and a certain degree of safety.
Sevdim ben bu yeri.
Essentially, but I sleep soundly knowing I'm one of the few that can piss Delgado off and live. Should I die, all of my knowledge, the accounts, the credits, it would be a mess. He wouldn't dare. He holds the trigger, but we all know that my death cripples the fleet. Call the bomb a weapon of last resort. It's been over 5 years since I've stepped off the key. Leaving this place puts far too much at risk. Now, let me get you set up. A moment while I convene with the core. Thanks to advanced modifications even Bugin would envy, I can interface directly with our mainframe and the Galbank network. This allows me to move and clean credits faster and more efficiently than any run-of-the-mill cyber runner. There, you're done. All you need now is Delgado's blessing, and you'll be one of us. None. Other than my chest and arm modifications, I am but a simple man. Is the interview over now? Can we get back to work? The perfect segue into my final subject. Thanks to our relations with contacts across the galaxy, we always have a steady stream of jobs available. I've granted you all the necessary permissions to access these listings at any time, using the computers that surround the core. Oh, you know, smuggling, piracy, taking things that aren't yours. Nothing that should keep you up at night. Well, depending on your methods. If Neva's chosen wisely, we certainly will. Now, I believe that covers all I have to say. so you can run along to Delgado. Take the elevator to the upper level. You should be able to find your way from there, I hope.
Bunu sevdim ya.
Alright, listen up. You can all stop complaining. Atrium to cargo bay doors have been repaired. Oh, and you're welcome, Nev.
I always thought I've got bounties in every system. Idiots will never catch me. What are you looking at? You check out the Reckoner's core. She's a beaut, ain't she?
Hadi ortam harbiden iyi ya. Ben bundan katılırım ha. Andre hikaye olur. Baksana şu ortama abi. Bir fotoğraf çekelim ya. Bakıyor. Tamamdır beyler.
Ah, there's our other new recruit.
Ha, zırhın güzel benziyor ya. Delgado.
So, now that we are all here, it's time to get down to business. The two of you are the only rooks that have made the latest cut. The rest, well, let's just say they won't be joining us ever again. Neva's willing to put her neck on the line and vouch for you, which means you've got what it takes to join the Crimson Fleet. You'd better not disappoint, or you'll find yourself answering to me, personally. All right, let's get started here. When you sign up with the Crimson Fleet, you're in it for the long haul. No one quits. No one retires. The only way out is death. You stay loyal or you pay the consequences. Fleet before friends. Fleet before family. Fleet before yourself. Of course we have rules. If you think the Crimson Fleet was built on a lawless dream, think again. Our influence, our money, our respect comes from meticulous planning and every last soul in the fleet following my orders to the letter. That is why you need to learn to place the fleet before everything. Boss. Good. You're getting it already. I like that.
Can we get on with this? I want to get drunk at the last Nova.
I'm impressed. That is the first intelligent thing you have said this entire time, Mathis. Since you two seem so eager to move forward, let's get to your next job. Pack your cold weather gear, Rooks. Where we are going, you're going to need it.
Oh, God, don't tell me you're dragging him down to Suvarol for another one of your little initiation runs. 10 Johns to the surface, 12 dead Rooks. You'd think by now you would have given up on that goddamn campfire story.
Crix's legacy is no story, Neva. We've got fresh eyes in the fleet. And if these two want to impress, they're going to help me search those ruins.
I hope you're right, Dale. That new code we grabbed for the lot cost us a ton of credits. And a decent captain.
This initiation, as Neva calls it, is your chance to see where it all began. On Suvorov with Jasper Crix. Crix led the riots that gave birth to the Crimson Fleet. And if his legacy is still out there, we're going to be the ones to find it. What? Were you expecting a goddamn graduation ceremony? Think I'm just going to slap a skull on you and send you on your way? Make no mistake, you are being tested all the time. Every job you take will be under constant scrutiny. And Neva? Oh, she's just waiting for you to screw things up. Of course. Where else could I find such a perfect location to weed out any rooks who'd be wasting the fleet's time? Through a bit of luck and a hell of a lot of cash, Neva was able to get her hands on an access code to the inside of the lock. This will be the first time someone from the Crimson Fleet has set foot in there for, well, since Crix left the place behind. It has been frustrating being this close to potential clues, but not being able to find a way through those prison walls. Before Crix left the fleet, he left a message talking about a major score. One that would set up the fleet to be a big player in the settled systems. Somewhere down the line, they started calling it Crix's Legacy. And everyone who's tried to find it has wound up empty-handed, missing, or dead. If we're gonna beat those odds, we'll first need a lead. And I would wager we will find one on Suvorov.
Dale's leaving out the best part. That this whole search is based on a handful of words on a very old slate. Crix left a lot of big talk on that recording, and not a lot of facts. Some of us believe in it more than others.
Don't listen to her. When we get our hands on Crix's Legacy, the fleet will be operating at a completely different level. We will become more than a match for UC Sistef. You forget the UC is still licking its wounds from the colony wars. They don't have the capability to mount a full-scale assault. And if they were foolish enough to attack, we would have the manpower to push those pendejos right back to Jemison. If we have Crix's Legacy. Listen to the words that I am saying. The legacy is real. You will find that out in due time, provided you're willing to put in the work. Nothing worth having ever comes easy.
Strange words coming from a pirate. You steal what is not yours because it is easy, no? But perhaps I am mistaken.
Dur kızım dur, fazla koşmasın, sikecekler şimdi bizi burada.
Exactly. Now you're beginning to understand. Okay, enough discussion. We have got a lot of work to do. To that end, the next stop is the lock. I've had Jazz feed the coordinates into your ship's computer. Since Mathis doesn't have a ship, he's going to ride with me. I'll see you down there, Rook. Don't keep me waiting. I could tell you stories that would last for hours. But now is not the time. You have a job to do, and I don't like to be kept waiting. When you... well, if you get back to the key, I am sure you can find some copies of the interview he gave to SSNN around here, somewhere. I think those recordings might give you the history lesson that you are looking for. Yeah, I suppose. What did you want to know? There is no deal. You and Mathis are two sides of the same coin. A couple of rooks fighting for a spot in the fleet. Only problem is that he is down a ship and you are not, which puts you ahead. Just barely. Who knows? Maybe he'll get lucky and you won't make it off Suvorov in one piece. It's cold. Bitter cold. Just about the last place you would want to find yourself without heat. The few living things that can survive the extreme temperatures are constantly fighting to stay at the top of the food chain. The Crimson Fleet called Suvorov the White Hell. To me, it's paradise. Someone up here pisses me off enough, I send them down to the surface for a little overnight visit. Snaps them right back into line. The UC built the lock as a supermax prison a little under... well, it must have been at least 100 years ago. Before that, those concha de sus madres marooned prisoners on the planet's surface and left them to their own devices. So you can imagine, These turned into some kind of demented survival of the fittest. Prisoners killing each other for a chance at meager supplies. Luckily, some whistleblowers back in New Atlantis saw this as cruel and unusual punishment and pressured the UC into building the facility. 5 years after the prison was completed, Crix touched off the riots that overran the lock and eventually the key. Nobody knows exactly what went down. I mean, there's all sorts of rumors. Crix was in prison for almost 5 years, and judging from the look of the facility, every moment must have been miserable. I suppose he just got fed up and decided to take matters into his own hands. Got the prisoners behind them and kept pushing until he reached the key. The cojones on that guy. UC's toughest supermax prison, and he just waltzed the hell out of there like it was nothing. I would love to have been a part of that.
Tamam
Fine.
bakalım.
Then get moving.
Bakalım gidelim. Evet beyler, bölümü burada bitirelim. Yeni görevimiz Crimson Desert. Hadi Crimson Desert demişim. Crimson Fleet görevleri. Sevdim ya. Tek sıkıntı... Ya... Bu içine iyice girsem de düşünüyorum da... Tamam bakalım. Girebiliriz de girmeyebiliriz de yani. Ajandaki kişi. Çok güzel bir görev ve aşırı gibi gözüküyor. İzleyen ve izletilen teşekkürler beyler. Görüşürüz.